All right, because as you all know, whenever I do something on here, the next thing I do is I go to YouTube, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do it on there also at the same time so everybody gets to see it. And it's very difficult for me to look at two things at one time, so y'all got to bear with me here. The topic today, first of all, I'm going to stop. I want to thank my new friend, Mario. I'm going to mess up his name. God forgive me. Mario Paralte. Okay, he's a new friend I just got this week on Facebook. And what happened was he asked a question, and this got my attention. He says, what is your biggest obstacle when building your business? Now, very quickly, I tried to ask the same question. And a lot of my Facebook friends who are marketers are kind of bashful. So therefore, they did not give me the answers that I needed. Okay, so okay, I'm back. Look, I don't know what happened, but something crazy happened. Let me see if I can share my screen again. All right, pull that paper back up. There you go. All right, technology. This is why I always take and I go back and I, what's the word I'm looking for? I always end up posting on YouTube at the same time, because that way when I post on YouTube, I get a chance to edit it and clean it up a little bit. What I was about to say was that my friend, let me go back up and get his name, Mario, Paralte, he asked this question on Facebook, and it said, what is your biggest obstacle when building your business? This is where I got cut off at, okay? And I had answered, I asked some of my friends right after seeing that to see if I could add some more onto this, because with my experience in network marketing, I've made a lot of errors that people have made. So if I can cut your learning curve, I feel very good in helping you to do that. But I just want to go down some of these questions, and some of them I'm going to answer along the way. And what I want you to watch is the fact that a number of the questions end up being identical, okay? But trust me, we all have obstacles. And I'm going to say this in the beginning, because you'll see it as we go along. One of our biggest obstacles are right up here in the mind. That's where the obstacle is at. So if we can get over that obstacle first, everything else will fall into place. Because remember, in network marketing, the only thing that you're doing is that you're becoming a very good copycat. And everything is normally, in most companies, you will have a mentor, hopefully a good mentor, okay? Or they'll have, like we have an extra team training website, and everything you need to know is right there. So that means that even if we're not doing live training, there are videos there that you can go and take your time and back them up and take notes, and you can learn it yourself. Most important, whatever you learn, then you have to implement what you learn, okay? Keep this in mind. If you learn network marketing, how to do it in an online business, whatever you learn, you can transfer into an offline business. Okay, so if it's your goal to have one of these Gold Star gym franchises, or a Taco Bell franchise, or Popeyes, Pizza Hut, that I'm trying to think of, any one of those, you can learn the basis of it through a network marketing company, and it won't cost you as much as it would when you're out there paying for your own building, okay? Listen to me now. Paying for your building, paying for all the equipment that goes inside, paying for employees before you've even made a dime. That's the difference in network marketing. And guess what? You get the same tax write-off through a network marketing business, okay? Some people call it MLM, home-based business, online business. Okay, you get my picture. You get the same write-offs as that person that just opened that Pizza Hut franchise or that Papa John's franchise, except you have less headaches. Very important. Let's get with these questions, because these are good. Okay, now what I've done is I've cut out the people's last names so that, you know, we kind of keep it personal. And I didn't do that, so I got down to about the fifth question. But the first question was leads and keep going with no success no matter what I do. Leads. So the person's problem was on how to get leads or what we call prospects in the industry. Okay. Prospecting is an everyday thing. And a lot of times people will make it difficult because they forget that what they're really in is they're actually in the referring business. What do I mean by that? Let's say that you went to a good movie and you really like that movie. Okay? Forgive me, I'm trying to keep from spilling water on my computer. And you like that movie. You're going to go tell, I guarantee you, within the next 3 or 4 days, at least 20 people. Or if you took your wife or your girlfriend out to eat and it was a great meal, you're going to do the same thing. But you're not getting paid for it. So prospecting actually is sharing something good that you found. Now, leads and keep going with no success no matter what I do. This person really is crying for a good mentor is what he's crying for. Okay. Now, what's he mean by no matter what I do? It means he's tried different things. Now, a lot of people will do this. If they don't have any success within the first 30 days of being in business, they're gone. Well, guess what? That's crazy. You talk to anyone who has an offline business, what we call a standard brick and mortar business, like a Popeyes franchise, 7-Eleven, dollar store, whatever, and you ask them how long it takes for them to go from being in the minus to in the plus. So when you talk about 30 days, that's nothing. And think of this. If you're in a situation where you have to make an investment every 30 days, that's a tax write-off. So you're still not losing any money. You're gaining money on your tax write-offs. Okay, and in our particular company, you're gaining money on your benefits because actually you can actually save $300 to $400 a month in things that you buy anyway, but that's another story, so I won't go there. So this is what I have to say to that person when he says leads and keep going. You have many ways to market. A lot of people miss one of the simplest and easiest ways to market, believe it or not, is flyers and either what you call sizzle or drop cards. I have a dear friend, been in the real estate industry. I've known him, well, 2005 at least he's been in the industry. And if he would get on this webinar or this conversation we're having right now, he would share with you that every day when he leaves the house, he has 10 business cards in his hand. Now his is different from a sizzle card because the only thing he has on there is, you know, I am a, he's a mortgage, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a guy that does mortgages, but there's a name for it. Mortgage originator, okay? Which means he's the person when you find a home, he connects you with the money. You and I know people are not buying homes every day. So when he gives out his cards, he might, you know, from his cards, he might get 1 to 4 deals a month from that. But he does it every day religiously. He does it when he goes to Starbucks in the morning, right after he does his exercise. He does it on the way to his office. He does it during lunch hour. He does it on the way home. Okay, that's a tip for some of you people out there who say that you don't have any time to market. Now, think about this just for a second. If you put out, let's just take flyers for a second. If you put out 200 flyers a day, little simple, take a normal page, let's say a 1/4 of a page flyer, we call it a hand flyer, okay? Little small, high yellow flyer, black print, and it might say something on there. It could just say work from home, okay? Find out how to earn $500 to $1,500 a month, working from home part-time. That's enough. And then you put your website and your telephone number on there. You give out 200 of those a day for 30 days. What's that? 6,000 flyers? Am I right? Ooh, yeah, 200 a day times 30. Yeah, that's 6,000 flyers. 6,000 flyers. Okay? In some businesses, it only requires you to have 2 people and then teach them how to get 2. Other businesses require you to have 3 people. and help them get 3. Other business requires you to have 4 people and help them get 4. That's it. So if you're only looking for 4 people and you get out 6,000 flyers, somebody's going to call you. It's a percentages. It's a numbers game. Now, if you do that for 90 days, that's what? 18,000 flyers you put in somebody's hand. And if only 10% respond, you get the numbers. Okay, but you have to be consistent with it. You have to do it every day. I could do a whole webinar on getting leads, but there I'm trying to give you simple ways. So drop cards on a daily basis, flyers on a daily basis. Those are quick ways to start right there. Now there's a faster way, but most of you won't do it. So I'm going to spend a whole session talking about that. Okay, and it's called making a list for your warm market. Most people have the excuses, well, I've burnt up my warm market. No, you haven't. Because think about this. 99% of the people that you meet, they need more money. Keep that in the back of your mind when you're talking to people. And yes, some of them will lie to you and tell you they don't, but they do need more money. It just comes down to your approach. Let's go to number 2. It says, for me, it was getting the courage to do it, meaning the courage to do the business. Now, see, this is another one when we're talking about the mind, okay? Because when you talk about getting courage, that means that you have not gotten it down inside of your spirit, okay? If you're saying you need to get courage, that means that you're operating in fear. Fear comes from who? Right. The dark side of the world. For those of you who don't want to say the devil or God, I'm going to say the dark side of the world, okay? Fear only exists where in reality? In your mind. We create our own fear. Otherwise, how could some people do bungee jumping and others not? How could some people jump out of airplanes and others not? It's the fear that we create for ourselves. So here, you have to do what? You have to go out and challenge your fear. If you're afraid, as an example, to talk to somebody that you meet in Starbucks or something like that, try this. Try this. Just hand them a business card and make sure you put a catch line on there. Something like, tired of working from paycheck to paycheck? Or do you believe your 40% retirement will be enough when you retire? Okay. Something that is an eye catcher. There's a number of different phrases. I'm just trying to give you one. You can actually go to Google and type in sizzle cards, and a whole page full of different samples will come up that you could use. But I would, I say for a person that has fear, be in Starbucks or a grocery store is a great place. A lot of mothers in there need money, want to stay home and raise their kids. And just hand them a card and say, look, if the information on this card won't bless you, please give it to somebody else. I'd like to bless somebody today. I've been blessed. I want to bless somebody else. And you're off. How long did it take for me to say that? Okay? But now you got to be operating from the heart. People will tell if you're phony. So you have to believe in what you're doing, right? Let's go down the list. Where we go? Courage. Next one is, what's it say here? Now it's the question, do you want to hear and understand what the opportunity has to offer? Oh, I should have eliminated that one. That one doesn't make any sense. Weak people joining my team. Now, me and this guy, we had a heavy discussion on this one. He actually became a friend of mine on Facebook after that. Thank the Lord. I always like to meet people that have different thoughts. He says, weak people joining my team. My opinion is this. You didn't ask the right questions before you signed that person up. You wanted to get their money. You weren't really ready to work with them to help them solve their problems. It's a difference. Because if you're actually doing what you're supposed to do, I mean, prospecting and you're with somebody either in a chat or on a telephone is like a job interview. You want to find out if this person is worth your time or they're going to be wasting your time. And the only way you can do that, unless you got a crystal ball, you have to ask them questions. Find out, why do you want to be in this business? What is it that you want the business to do for you? Cool. How much time can you invest today? How much money can you invest in your business from the beginning? You know, these are sensible questions. How much money do you expect to make from your business, or do you want to make from your business? Then you can actually find out how bad they want it, and you won't be like this saying, weak people joining my team. Because let me tell you something, there's no born network marketer. If someone told you that, they're lying to you. There is no born network marketer. We have to learn, all of us, anybody in the business. And I'll tell you this, as long as you stay in the business, you will be learning something new every year. You know, now some of you might laugh at me, but I'm just getting around to really focusing on Instagram. I've known about it for years, but I've never really got into marketing because I love doing videos. Okay, I love doing live webinars. Like I'll be doing a live webinar this Sunday night, probably do it 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put it in events for you. Okay, and it's going to be another Show Me the Money webinar. I'm going to show you how you can actually, if you're for real, you can retire in 90 to 180 days. That's your choice, depending on how fast you are. Okay, so where am I at? There are no weak people. There are people without knowledge. There are people who have to learn to step out of their comfort zones. But that's why you're there as their mentor. You want to be successful, think about this. You have to have a mentor, and you have to become a mentor. Because once you become a mentor, you will want to reach out and learn more. Okay? All right, forgive me, I'm fighting with a little head cold here, and I just found out I need a quick, okay, I'm sorry. I can't stop the camera. All right, where am I at? Weak people join my team. We got that one. Here's a good one from Maurice. Maurice says, stay consistent. Consistency and persistency will make you successful. You remember in the beginning I was talking about the flyers, putting out flyers every day. Let me stress the every day. That's an important part. Because see, to become successful, you can't get tired. There is no such thing as getting tired. Because guess what? Now you are working for profits. You're not working for a wage. When you go to your job, okay, remember, what's the job of the employer? To pay you the least amount possible and get the most work effort out of you. But now when you go to work for your profits, the amount of work you put in will determine your hourly wage. Okay? It could end up in the end, your hourly wage could be $50 an hour. It could be $100 an hour. It could be $200 an hour. That's going to depend on the amount of work effort that you put into your business. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's go on. Staying consistent. Consistency and persistency. Christian says what? Groans. Yeah, I'm supposed to groan. Yeah, okay, but his thing is time and commitment. A lot of people tell me, they say, Jay, you know, I don't have enough time to work the business. Okay? I say this. You work outside the home, right? They'll say yes. Okay. What do you do on the way to work? Who do you see on the way to work? Do you pass by people on the way to work? Remember the thing we call the sizzle card? Some people call it a drop card, or a little hand flyer. You know what I mean? When I say a hand flyer, I mean, just like I said, it's not much bigger than my hand. You know, it's like a fourth of, what is it? We call it A4 paper. Okay, I think in the States it's like 11 by 8.7 inches or something like that. A normal typing piece of paper, you just fold it in 4, and that's the size you want your flyer to be. So you have a choice. If it was me and I didn't have time, I would probably use the sizzle card. It's easier to carry about if I'm going to Starbucks, if I'm stopping at a gas station or something like that, if I'm going to the gym in the morning. Okay, guess what? When you're in the gym, who's in the gym with you? There's other people in the gym. Again, what's it take to hand the person the card? Or ask the question. You know, do you keep your income options open? Okay? Or, you know, my company is expanding in this area. We're looking for some sharp people like yourself. Would you have anybody you could refer me to that could use an extra $500 to $1,500 a month? How long would it take for me to say that? 30 seconds? Huh? And have a business card? Keep going. Your business card, again, has your telephone number, your name, your telephone number, and your website on there, which your website should be your capture page. So then you get their information, all right? Where am I at? Stay consistent, grows time and commitment. Commitment, excuse me. This is my personal opinion. You join the business, and this is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who's going to be here a year from now. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, because remember, I said this in one of my last videos. To be successful, you have to become an expert in your business. Whatever business it is, you have to become an expert. And you cannot become an expert in 30 days, 60 days. It's impossible. So if everything fits, management is right, they got your back, okay? You see them being supportive, they got a great history. If the product is good and the commission you believe is agreeable for the amount of time you're going to give your business, then you got to make a commitment. You have to make a commitment, because along with that 12-month commitment, then you can set goals. Okay? All right. I got to pull the sheet up a little bit so I can read this here. This was Nikki. Now this one, this was a heavy one. This lady, I'm going to kind of sum it up there. What she's doing, she started an offline business and she started an online business. And you can see what I told her, right? Focus on building one business at a time, and when you get to 5 figures a month, then build the next business. It's hard to cross a river riding 2 horses. You just can't do that. Okay, so my point is this. I'm not saying don't have multiple streams of income, but here's what I see a lot, and I meet people that say this. They say, well, you know, yeah, I believe in multiple streams of income. I got 3 businesses or 4 businesses. So my question will be, which one's paying you the most money? And they'll tell me. Now, if a lot of people, they won't be honest with you. But I'll ask them, which business is paying you 5 figures a month? If they say none, that's just something you need to think about. Why not build up one business to 5 figures a month and then add on another business if you feel you have to? Okay? But I guarantee if you get to 5 figures in one business, that means you're making about $10,000 a month. You know what your next goal should be? Your next goal should be make $100,000 a month. I think that's 6 figures, right? A month. Yes, there are people out there that do that, right? So that answered her question. Now here's one, if you notice, it kind of went more than once. It says money to fund. It means money to fund the business. Faith and money. And then we got no traffic, no money. We're back to the same thing again. Okay, let's talk about that money to fund. Now, I'm sorry I have wanted to pull out a tax chart, but I did this in my whole time in financial planning. When I used to visit people's homes and I wanted to show them how to find money to build up a savings account and build up their investment program for the future, do you know what we use? We use their withholding on their taxes. What do I mean by that? A lot of people will end up claiming 0, okay? 0. We just got a letter. A lot of people end up claiming 0 on their taxes, and at the end of the year, they'll file the number of exemptions they should have been filing all year long, so they get back this big tax return, and they go out and spend it. Well, let's try this. All right, you were claiming 0, and let's say you ended up getting back $3,000. $3,000 divided by 12, that was $250 a month. So you're looking for money to invest in your business? Go down to your place of work and tell them you want to change your exemptions to what they should be. If you have a family of 4, okay, then you want to change it to 4. Okay? Now, there's a little bit more to that. You're gonna have, this is something you're going to have to play with. Because, see, if you're claiming them, and I say the person who makes the most money in the house should claim it, then your spouse, if she's working, she should be claiming 0 exemptions, and then at the end of the year, you balance out. Okay, but this is dead money. And why do I call it dead money? I call it dead money because when the government gives you back that money next March or April, you haven't earned a cent of interest on that money. So that means that you've lost buying power because you've earned no interest on that money. Now, this gets deep, so I'm going to try not to go there, but it's a thing called cost of living. That's why you have to earn interest on your money. So the money that Uncle Sam gets back, he used your money, he invested your money all year long, and he's giving you back peanuts. That's the easiest way to explain it. So if you're looking for money to fund your business, that's the way that you do it. That will help you out. If you've got that many bills and you really want to invest, you really want to build your own business, just change your tax exemptions. Go to your loan office, whatever, and tell them, I need to put in a new W-4 form. And like I said, if you got a family of, well, do this. If you got a family of 5, claim 4. It'll put enough money back in your paycheck. I'm going to take the next one there, which says faith. Woo, kind of talked about that one. Let me say this. This is very important, okay? And you'll hear me say it over and over. Faith means, well, is this to me? And I'm going to tell you to go watch the movie The Secret, and you understand what I'm talking about. Success is spiritual. I'm going to repeat that. Success is spiritual. Because you will hear that, you have to get it down into your subconscious mind. But what is your subconscious mind if it's not your spirit? When they write it in layman's terms, I'm thinking of the book Think and Grow Rich, okay, or The Power of Subconscious Mind. They will tell you about this, but they will call your spirit your subconscious mind. They will tell you that you have to repeat something over and over until you get it past your mind down into your subconscious mind, and then you speak it out into the universe. So I'm going to just cut this one easy. Go to YouTube, type in The Secret, and sit there for an hour or so and watch the movie, and you understand what I mean by the spiritual. Because you have to believe in what you're doing. That's where the faith part comes in. And I'll tell you this right now. This is where personal development comes in also. Because you have to work on this every day. I talked about this yesterday, I believe, or day before yesterday. You got to work on your mind continuously. All right, let me move down just a little bit more. Okay, I talked about the flyers and things there. The A size 4 paper. Okay, I already talked about that. Let me drop down to Dylan. See what Mr. Dylan has to say here. Selling the dream to a team of financing a team. No business can take it to the next level without team players. Basically, what he's talking about is team building, really. Okay, and here's the thing. This is where, in my opinion, he's got it wrong. Your team starts out with you and one other person. That's the beginning of your team right there. So meaning, if you bring someone on board and you help them to get their 4, okay, that's the beginning of your team building. Because you help them to get their 4, and the 4 you help to get their 4, okay? But in the meantime, while you're doing this, you're building leaders. You're building, or you're becoming a mentor, and you're teaching them how to become a mentor. I'm going to repeat that. You're becoming a mentor, and you're teaching them how to become a mentor. Does that make sense? Okay, got you. Every one of these I could probably do an hour on each one. I'm trying to get down this list pretty quick here, so please bear with me. I don't want to keep you on here all day. And I pray that you're getting something out of this. The next one here is ego. Now this, this one I didn't quite understand. I looked at it, I said, ego? Does he mean that he has to put his ego aside? I would like to have talked to that gentleman a little bit more, because just to write one word, his ego is stopping him from becoming successful. Well, I guess, if you're in a situation where you think you're better than let's say better than best or better than others, okay, and you're not willing to help anyone, there you go. You're not willing to help anyone, then no, you can't build a business. Because see, in network marketing, as we become mentors, what we're really becoming is servants. We're servicing people with our knowledge, of the knowledge that we picked up from where? From our mentors. Okay? And I pray I'm making sense to you on this. The overall mentality of other folks. Now, here's the guy, what he's trying to say, and if I talk to him, I'm going to tell you what he would say. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. Okay. Nobody's probably interested because of the way you probably introduced it to them. Most people, you know what they do? Excuse me. Sorry. Most people, what they do, they talk too much. They talk too much. When you meet someone and you want to talk to them about your business, the only thing you're supposed to do is tap their curiosity. You don't stand there and tell them about the whole business. You have a video presentation to do that. You let that video presentation do it. Okay? When you try to do it, you're going to leave off something. You're going to mess it up. Now, when you get to a point where you can do a presentation, sure. With practice. But if you're just starting out, you don't have to practice. That's why you have what? A mentor. Some people call them a sponsor, but then you have good and bad sponsors. Okay? So use your system. You have a presentation video. All you want to do is get them to watch the video. And there are many ways to do that. I'm going to name a couple real quick because I've done videos on this also. In other words, get a person to watch your presentation. You're a problem solver is what you're doing. And if it's a friend of yours that you're talking to, you probably know a situation anyway. You may say something like, John, what if I could show you a way within 90 days you don't have to worry about your car payment anymore, or your house payment and your utilities? Would you give me 20 minutes of your time to find out how? Whoa, bam. That's too simple. Okay? And then you have them watch the presentation, and then you get back with them, and you got one or two choices. Okay, there are closes, which I can't teach you right now, or if you feel you can't close them, you introduce them to your upline by way of what? Telephone. Okay? Of course, there's more detail on that, but I don't have the time here to go over with you. If you keep tuning in, I will get that information to you. Overall, now, folks, we got the other thirsty marketers. Now, I don't know how other thirsty marketers are an obstacle. I got to pass on that one. Other thirsty marketers are an obstacle. That one I can't figure out because every marketer is thirsty. That's why we got into the industry. You're in the industry to make money to live a certain lifestyle. That's why you're in the industry. And the only way you can do that, of course, is by helping others. So that statement I'm going to have to pass over. Obstacle, yourself and fear. Well, I think yourself and fear, they both go together. And we kind of talked about fear already. You see how these obstacles are repeating themselves? We've heard money more than once. We've heard the word fear more than once. So what it actually comes down to, with all that, it's your mentality. Okay? What helps you develop, overcome fear? Again, personal development. You cannot get around it. You've got to have, well, you need to have personal development in your life if you're going to be successful in your business. Bar none. Okay? And by the way, very easy to obtain. Just go to Google and type in motivation. Type in inspiration separately now. There, motivation, inspiration. There's enough speakers there. Eric Thomas, Brian Tracy, Anthony Robbins. Oh gosh, there's so many of them there. There'll be enough there for you to soak in every day. And you can type in Google and ask for certain books. There's a number of them out there also. But I always say start with Think and Grow Rich. That's number one. The Power of Positive Thinking is another one. Your first year in network marketing, Mark Yonell, that's awesome. Okay? These are some of the books that you can actually start with. Now, if you want, if I went too fast, just hit me up in comments and I'll send you a list where I'm at. Not enough space in my bank account for all the money. Ha, ha, ha. Big problem. He's really got a problem, right? Now, see, that guy, that's the guy that's not making no money. The one that wrote that. Not enough space in my bank for all my money. That's the guy that's not making any money. Money and planning. Here we go. Money, we talked about. Planning. Yes, you have to have a business plan. Okay? meaning that you have to know how you're going to market. You have to choose a way to market because there are too many ways to market, and you can't do them all at one time. You've got YouTube marketing, Facebook marketing, Craigslist, Backpage marketing, Safe List marketing. What else am I going to go to? Solo ads. Pinterest is a way of marketing. Instagram is a way of marketing. Twitter marketing. LinkedIn now. LinkedIn kind of looks like Facebook. Okay, so there's a number of ways, and guess what? You can't do them all and do them right. So you have to do them. Find the one that you feel the most comfortable, that you're getting the most return on, and you do that one. That's the one that you do. Okay, and then you add on. Like I told you, I'm getting ready. I've been knowing about Instagram for a long time. All right, but I like my YouTube and my Facebook, so that's why I do that the most. And now I'm getting ready to add on Instagram. Email marketing. That's another one. Okay, you got a thing out there called broadcast. That's where you have a message broadcast out to, like in our company, 2,000 people, cost you X amount of dollars, and you start getting people calling you for information or texting you for information. Okay, another system. So there's a number of ways, but remember, you can't do them all. Money planning, finding contracts or companies that need your service. That's just something that's offline. I can't really answer on that one. Motivation to continue. I think we've talked about that one there. And if you notice, I wrote there, this comes from Daily Motivation Inspiration. Spirituality, we talked about that already, so I don't have to go over that one. Let's go down to the next page here. This is, okay, here we go again. Your self-doubt, negativity of other people's opinions, resources, knowledge, motivation, limited thinking, many others, but those are the main ones. Limited thinking. Did he mean of others? I'm going to move my box here in a second, so I can see what he's talking about. Please forgive me. I'm going to find my cursor. It's supposed to be down there. Okay, where are we at? All right. Self-doubt, negative, yeah, and limited thinking. This is a heavy one. Self-doubt, negativity of others. We kind of talked about that. That's another reason we need to read that book by Mark Unell, Your First Year in Network Marketing. Like I got it written right there. Keep in mind, you have 5,500 people going into or joining network marketing a day. That's 2 million people a month. Okay, I forget the crazy numbers that are coming on Facebook on a daily basis. You got 380 million Americans. It's just the United States alone. There are too many people to worry about a few negative people. Here's one that should make you smile. Remember this. When you talk about network marketing, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity you do not want everyone to see. Because if everyone saw it and got into it, guess what? It would no longer be an opportunity. Who would service you when you went to Popeyes to pick up that chicken? Or Papa John's to get that pizza? Or who would wash your car, clean your car out and wash it when you went to the car wash there? Okay? So those that want to keep the job and do the 40-40-40 plan, let them go ahead and do it. It doesn't have to be you. Okay? Success comes down again to how bad you want it. And some people, sad to say, and thank God I pray for them, they settle. So you have to let them stay settled and you ask somebody else. All right. Time to build. We talked about that. Mastering the mind. We kind of discussed that one also. What else we got here? Other way. Going the wrong way, I'm sorry. Okay. I went too far, didn't I? Thirsty marketers. Overall mentality of folks. See how it's repeating itself, Tom? Okay. I kind of went too far. Okay, here we go. Selling the dream to a team. We went through that one. Finding team members who want as much as you do in this industry. We kind of went over that too. Okay, ego, we went over that. I went back too high. I'm sorry. Okay, I got it now. Yourself and your fears. Okay. I think I got most of it. Mastering the mind, that's where we were at. Knowing when to say no. This is one that kind of got to me. He says, knowing when to say no when you know a person is not mentally strong enough. Well, we talked about that through the questions. Remember we talked about questions? We kind of went over that already. That you have to hold like a job interview when you're talking to people. A lot of people are so desperate to sign somebody up, they miss that part. And then they have the person in there, and they're wondering, well, why did I take this person on? Okay, they're not doing anything but just keep asking me a bunch of questions. Okay, you ask them to make a list, they won't make a list. You ask them to set up a webinar. Okay, you'll do the webinar for them, just invite some people. You help them invite the people. They don't want to do that. You tell them about putting out flyers. Well, I don't know. Flyers every day. I already work 8 hours. You see what I'm saying? They're making excuses. You could have found that out in the beginning by asking them the right questions. Okay, which is basically, are you real about building a business, or you just think you want to build a business because it looks nice when you see it in the video? Okay. MLM is trying to get me to join. I started MLM business one time. I still have residual friends left over. Getting interested. This one got to me when I read this one. It says getting interested. Okay. The guy says one of his obstacles for becoming successful in his business, or is holding him up from being successful, is getting interested. Easy answer for him. You don't have the right business. This is that simple. If you have to get interested, then guess what? Then you need to find another business. I think that's what I wrote in there. If you mean getting interested in your own business, yeah, that's what I wrote. This guy just needs to find another investment. Then again, underneath there, Cal says money for investment. I kind of told you how to do that one with using the W-4 form. Startup capital without being approved for soft cash credit. I don't know what that means. AKA credit. I guess the guy said he has bad credit, so he can't go out and get a loan or something like that. Again, buddy, that's the guy he's primed for using his W-4 form. Okay? Glad I don't invest anything with my biz. My 2 would be balancing my schedule and leading my team. Okay, so basically, he's talking about a time thing. And again, if you're going to take someone on in your business, then you have to be there for them. Okay, if they're going to make a commitment to you, then you have to make a commitment to them, because they're a franchise of you, and you have to look at them as such and treat them as such. Could you imagine McDonald's not taking care of their franchise people? They'd have been out of business many years ago. Okay. They were down. I'm jumping down to the one that says lack of focus. I'm almost done here. Sorry. Lack of focus is the last one. I'm finished. Yeah. The problem about the professional lawyers, that's someone who's doing a business offline. I truly, I said a mouthful. Woo! I'm not going to joke with you that I didn't think it was going to take that long. But I truly pray that you got something out of it. Okay? And tomorrow night, so I probably won't go live in the daytime. If I do, it'll be a short message. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a webinar to talk to you about my business. Okay? Very easy business to do. I will tell you up front, of course, it pays you 100% commission, so you don't have to worry about that, so you'll get paid good. The products are bar none. But I want to talk to you about the money, because I wanted to see that you can really, if you go to work, if you join me, learn and implement. Okay, because again, it's my job to mentor. Do what I do, and you will in 60. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, some is fast as 60. I'm saying 90. I'm pushing it out. 90 to 180 days, you can retire, walk off your job, and work from home. But you have to go to work. But I just want to show you the money, that the money is there. That's the most important thing. All right? But you got to get paid for your time. Well, I'm going to end this one like I end everyone else. You know what I'm going to do before I go? I'm going to look on Facebook and see if anybody put any questions in the comments. Okay? And then we'll wrap this one up for today. Real quick if I can. Uh-oh, it says I'm fading in and out. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, that was done early in the video, so I hope that the whole video stayed by now, and I can't see any comments below it. So I'm going to go back and I'll doctor this up if it didn't come out the way it should, and we will end up on YouTube. Okay? Wishing everybody an awesome day. I will see you at the top, or I'll be waving to you from the top. Your choice. God bless. In meeting.